Alright guys, Fulu come to you with another Guerilla boxing video. So, I have been quiet on the Earl Spence Terrence Crawford situation for the simple fact that, you know, when before the fight, right? Before the fight, I was always pro Errol Spence. Everybody knows that I was pro Errol Spence. I felt that me personally, Errol Spence was just doing what makes the best business sense for him. And the best business sense for him was to collect the belts, which were on his side of the street. Therefore, um, therefore, it was easier for him to, um, you know, get those belts. Um, After the belts were gotten, what I mean, he was able to now turn his attention on the last belt, which was the one that Terrence Crawford had. It made it furthermore, it became easier for him to get the last belt for the simple fact that Terrence Crawford was no longer um, fighting on the top ranked banner. That's what made the job easier to get the belts. However, you're having Terrence Crawford come out saying this, saying that about negotiations, saying that he was getting blackballed, things like that. The thing that needs to be said, though, however, is that when you really think about it, when you really think about the level of opposition that Terrence Crawford has faced, was he worth what he was asking for? He wanted, from what I hear, I don't know how true it is, but he wanted $25 million up front. He didn't want any back end money. In essence, he was looking to cash out. That's what I hear. I don't know how true this is, but my thing is this: why not ride the gravy train many stops instead of just riding the gravy train to one stop? And what I mean by that is, why not go for back end money? And also, if the first fight is successful, why not um, possibly uh, position yourself to have a rematch? You know, why not have that as well? You know, as much as we dislike to say this, but when we look at trilogies, trilogies have been successful for the most part. When you look at the trilogy with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, that was relatively successful. When you look at the trilogy with when you look at the trilogy with you know well, I won't say it was successful, but it is what it is. It happened later than it should have happened. But when you look at the trilogy with Canelo and Triple G, that one was cool as well. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, you know, you were coming in. I'm not saying that he, like, cause there was like talk about A side, B side, and things like that. But it's like, okay, are you really A side? I'm talking in terms of Terrence Crawford, because when you really look at it, Earl Spence would have to do everything to push this fight. I mean, Errol Spence, he's pretty much like a laid back dude. He's chill, he's relaxed, things like that. But Terrence Crawford, the thing is he's not media friendly. Errol Spence, although he's laid back, chilled, relaxed, he's media friendly. He'll talk about things like Waterburger. He'll talk about things like horses. He'll talk about these things, So Earl Spence, in essence, will have to carry carry the fight, carry the promotions for the fight, and what have you. So that's another thing that we have to keep in mind. Of course, you see um, Terrence Crawford after every every Errol Spence fight, he has something to say. He leaves emojis on social media. He does all of that and things like that, talking about he's going to eat and things and all the like thereof. He has all of those things on social media after it after every time Errol Spence fights. Um, so with that being said, I will say that I will just say that the bottom line is that, in my humble opinion, um, he didn't want the fight. You know what I mean? He didn't want he didn't want the Errol Spence fight. Now, the thing is that he kept on baiting and switching back and forth, saying that the money doesn't matter, and also saying that, um, you know, the 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 legacy is what matters. But then now, when you come up and talk, he does his tell all about what happened during the fight. You hear him say, "I just wanted to transparency that I was getting beeped over," and it's like, okay, well, if the money didn't matter to you, then why are you talking about it on your live? You know what I mean? Um, the bottom line is this: Terrence Bud Crawford, like I said, his fan base only pretty much exists in Nebraska when it comes to selling. Okay, the people, the bloggers, the boxers, the the boxing content creators who come on here defending this man only defend this man because of their innate hatred for Earl Spence and the innate hatred for maybe his past mistakes, his partying and things of that sort, right? Now, another thing that I want to say about this situation is that now you have Terrence Crawford fans saying, uh, "Oh, um, Errol Spence is going to duck Jaron Ennis, though." Here's the thing about that. Um, Terrence Crawford could have fought Jaron Ennis, but you didn't hear him mention his name at all. When Errol Spence was coming back off of his surgery and he was fighting your Dennis Ugas, okay, Terrence Crawford didn't have a fight. He could have fought Boots Ennis if he really wanted to, okay? So I don't get what all this energy is about. Now, in terms of Errol Spence fighting Jaron Ennis, I highly doubt it's going to happen at 147 due to the simple fact that Errol Spence has said that it's getting hard for him to make the weight. So chances are, what I expect to happen, this is just what I expect to happen. I expect that Jaron Ennis is going, like, the 147 belts are soon going to become available, and Errol Spence is going to, Jaron Ennis, chances are, will fight for vacant belts at 147. As long as Jaron Ennis can still make 147, I have him cleaning out that division. Virgil Ortiz don't stand a chance against him. Everybody knows that. But of course, you have these Mexican fans who think otherwise. That's the thing. There's one thing about being patriotic, and there's one thing about being realistic. And unfortunately, with the Mexican fan base, they're more patriotic than they are realistic. That's why you have them saying that even this weekend that Zerto Ramirez will stop Dimitri Bivol. And it's like, get real, bro. Please stop it. You know what I mean? Please be quiet. But anyhow, in terms of this situation, the real question now is, well, that's gone now. That opportunity at Undisputed may be gone now, because let's say, hypothetically speaking, Boots did fight for all the belts, the vacant belts, which will become available once Earl Spence moves up to 154. Okay, hypothetically speaking, let's say he collects all those belts, right? Terrence Crawford will probably now use that excuse that, hey, I'm on another side of the street, so you're going to have to come to my side of the street in order to fight for the belts. And let's make it be clear, Steven Espinosa probably wouldn't even want to do business with this promotional company that Terrence Crawford has signed for. Okay. Especially after the simple fact of what Terrence Crawford did in this situation in regards to negotiations with Earl Spence, you know. But anyhow, that's all I'm going to say for now. Y'all leave your thoughts and leave your comments and let me know what you think about this situation. I'm just trying to keep it a buck, and I'm and while I am, Team Boots, and while I am Team Spence, that didn't cloud my judgment in regards to the really um, the inconsistencies that we saw with Terrence Crawford in regards to these negotiations. But that's all I got for now, guys. Foolish signing out. Leave your thoughts.